Nathan banging with the 42. The 42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Bertiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Derek Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome everybody. I know it's Tuesday night. It's truck night here, and you're not used to hearing our voices for the NTRL truck series here this evening, but our good buddy over there at HBR TV had to go out of town here this week, so we're just filling in. Don't worry, he'll be back here coming up next week, but you'll be joined by us here this evening to enjoy the fantastic GOATS 180 race here tonight. These drivers are going to have a tricky track to handle here tonight in Texas. So let's go ahead and start breaking on down to it here and get things started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As mentioned, tonight's great race is being brought to you by the Team of Goats, one of the fantastic teams that we have here in the NTRL. We thank you guys for your race sponsorship here tonight for this 180-mile race coming at you from Texas Motor Speedway. But we got other sponsors to thank, like DEP Graphics. Be sure to go ahead and get a handle from him and get yourself a fantastic paint job done. Welcome back there, DEP. We missed you there, buddy, but glad to have you back. As well as another great sponsor of Davidson Builders on board here this season as well. Of course, we have to thank AdminBoxx here, always jumping on in for some fantastic racing action. We got to also thank, hold on, I got a whole list here. Hold on, folks. I also got to thank Track Bar Media out there as well, doing some fantastic video editing work and all that stuff for real life and sim life racing. So thank you guys for such a great job for what you do. Big thank you to Sim Gear Central and simgearcentral.com. Some really good button boxes over there, and they are tonight's action replay sponsor. So we thank you guys for your sponsorship. And of course, we have to thank TrackDogsRacing.com for having a heck of a job done for being the premier merchandising supplier of the NTRL and AAA broadcasting. We thank you guys so much for all your fantastic support being done out there. It definitely goes a long way to helping keep these leagues up and running. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I'm joined by the two best idiots. I mean, my two best friends here this evening. We got Mr.
Both true.
Definitely both true here. As we got Mr. Alan English joining me here up in this booth, and we got an interesting race here. I think this is the first ever Texas race done at night. I don't think we've ever seen a night Texas race done in all our broadcasting.
If we did it, it's been a while. We've been to Texas a few times with some other leagues this season, but yeah, I don't recall us doing a night race. But in my opinion, this is the only way you should run Texas anyway, is at night. It's a beautiful track, beautiful layout. It's got that awesome quad oval, just like Charlotte has. But this isn't Charlotte. This is, both ends of this track are completely different after that reconfigure that they did here a few years ago. So turns 1 and 2 are completely different from 3 and 4, and we're going to see it. And I know Adam's going to mention it because it's something that we always see here at these quad oval tracks, is that wall. When you come out of turn 4, that little angle it takes as you come towards back around towards the start finish line, that wall can reach out and grab you. I mean, it just comes out of nowhere sometimes, it seems like, especially when you're 2 or 3 wide. So hopefully these guys are able to keep it at least a 2 wide out there. Hopefully we don't see a whole lot of 3 wide action out there today, but looking forward to some great racing here on this awesome mile and a half.
And that we are. And down there on pit road, ready for all the great action down there, Mr. Adam Turner, all tuned in and all turned up here, ready to go. Adam, night races always bring their separate line of difficulties and whatnot, and we've seen some good races here, especially on the repave and the remake of this great track. What are you making out of these trucks here this evening?
Oh, it's going to be perfect. The temperature's kind of low. The trucks handle real well here. I've actually been to, this is my home track, by the way, guys. I've been to a night race here with the trucks, and it was just a blast. I don't remember much. I woke up, yeah, never mind. But it was awesome, man. The place is perfect for night racing. And since they got the Jimmy Johnson repave, I think it makes for a little bit of racing. Like you said, out of turn 4 is brutal. So that's where we're going to see some stuff, especially as you start to get a little tire wear and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to it. 1 fast repair, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points. You'll be disqualified. 18 incident points. You'll get a penalty. 69 degrees last I checked out there.
As we take a look at tonight's race info of this quad oval here at Texas. Don't know why that's still showing the Xfinity series. It's not the Xfinity cars, it's the trucks, but you know what, whatever. I might have forgotten one of the logos. Either way, beautiful weather, like Adam was saying. No rain in the future cast here, so these drivers aren't going to have too much to contend with as we head on down there to take a look at tonight's key to the race. And man, it is a long race, 120 laps, 180 miles. Don't run out of rubber. This is one of those tracks, even with the repave, it still eats up those tires pretty dang good.
It's a cheese grater out there, folks. Don't let the new pavement fool you, like you said. These guys got 5 sets of tires total, as Adam mentioned. That's including the set that's on the car now. So they've got 4 full sets available after the drop of the green flag. And if these guys are smart, they'll try to use up as much of these tires as they can, and maybe try to bank a set for maybe a late caution. But I don't know if we're going to see many cautions, guys. If these guys start to get spread out and single filed out, and we start seeing green flag pit stops, we may not see a yellow for a while.
Well, I think we're going to see one. We have so many trucks here tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these guys we hadn't seen race before. So we're going to see some incidents, but it shouldn't be too wacky.
It shouldn't be here. It's qualifying just about 2 minutes away from being complete. Just about everybody getting some laps in here, getting all fired up and ready to rumble, just like our favorite fans out there in that YouTube chat. Everybody jumping on board here. I see some from Daniel Poachlaw, got Mike Adamson, Nikki Short, Josh Kelleher, Mick. What else do we got there? We also got Bill going up in there saying "Be the burrito" with Matt DiBenedetto. We thank you all for coming on out.
That's awesome.
And I'm unfortunate to not see you out there on the track there, Josh. Love seeing you out there in action, but happy you are joining us here this evening. Also, if you guys hear a driver's name that we're saying completely wrong, please let us know, and we typically get it right pretty close. But there's some other people in here tonight that we're not used to seeing, so just let us know.
Reading is hard.
Bears are fast.
Bears?
Yeah,
God, I hope I never run across a brown bear. Those are the bad ones.
they're fast.
Yeah. And they're mean. Especially
Really?
if there's a new movie out about a bear that does a bunch of doping. Is going around killing people. Did you see that?
The doping bear, yeah. And I thought that was some kind of joke, like we're making fun of stuff.
Story, man.
Yeah, you told me it's a true story, man. I'm gonna have to really delve into this one. Just kind of like we're gonna delve into the face right here.
Yep. I can't wait to see if we get some good strategy calls and stuff late in the race. We talked about this the last race we did a few days ago here, but I hope we see some cool strategy calls, and we might see somebody win this thing with running on fumes. We've seen that before. Guys will win the race and not have enough fuel to get back around the track and park it on the start-finish line.
It looks like Brian Neff over there from Neff Racing saying he's running late, updating, might not make it. Oh, I think it's gonna be close. I think you might have run out of time here, buddy, as qualifying comes to an end. But don't they technically have like up until that final whistle here?
I think as long as he's registered, he can still come in and get a late start from the pits. But I didn't see if he actually made it in. Who are we looking for, Neff?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, unfortunately.
I don't see his name on the entry screen yet. Yeah, I think he might have to wait until next week, boys.
And it's update day here on iRacing, and as always, that means big updates to the computer that take a ton of time. But speaking of updates, let's update these fans here on your starting grid for this GOATS 180 race here at Texas. The 22, Juan Jimenez, picking up that pole position here. He's going to have the 315, Zach Millett, starting on his outside. The 2, Neil Quick, is going to get a pretty quick start here and start us off in third. Fourth will be the 69 of Larry Dickerson, having a pretty good starting position there, with the 15 of Vince Short starting here tonight in fifth. Sixth will be the 89 of Brian Rose joining us out here on the racetrack. Also got the 94 of Nicholas Coate coming back here and gonna get us started off in seventh. 13, Paul Durkee, having a pretty good starting spot upside that top 10 in eighth. You got Rob Hattenbach in the 99 starting in ninth, with the 24 of Justin Hopp rounding out your starting top 10.
Yeah, row number 6 is going to look like this. The 00 of Joe Bennett on the inside. Brandon Coleman in the 19 on the outside. Row number 7 is going to be the 751 of the Silent Assassin, Mike Adamson, and the 09 of Danny Baker to his outside. Row number 8 is going to be America's Driver, the 747 machine of Albert Anderson, and outside of him, the 119 of Eric Beadle. Row number 9 is going to be Mason Wagaman in the 56 and the 55 of Robert Chipman. Row number 10 and rounding out your top 20 is going to be the 71 of Blaine Woodruff and the 5 of Stephen Naylor.
That was real nice and fast, but you could have slowed down. They gave us an extra lap to
Oh,
do
they gave
this.
us another lap. Okay.
But I enjoy
Golly.
your enthusiasm. Number
Just trying to get it done.
Oh, I
PDQ,
know.
you know.
We've done it before. Number 4, Gene Wolf. I love that name. The Wolf. 21st, 31, Scott Milner. He'll start 22nd. 7, a Russ Kilgore. 24th, number 8, Tony Polk. Hadn't seen him in a while. Polk Salad Tony. 25th,
Oh, Lord.
51, Chris Klein. He'll start 26th. 76, a Jeff Ottinger. 27th, and a Dave Holmberg there in the 63 will be 28th if he's gridded up.
It looks like he is, so there you go. That is your field here this evening to get things all started off, kicked off, and ready to rumble as we head on up to the front of this field as they watch the lights on that pace truck turn on off, and we get ready to go green flag racing here for the first time in just a few moments.
I'm looking forward to this one. Look how shiny and clean and not beat up these trucks are right now. I don't know if you're going to see everybody with all their body panels missing or still intact at the end of this one. I think we're going to see some scraped up trucks. But, hey, that's the nature of night racing down in Texas. I used to watch the Saturday night races down San Antonio Speedway when I was a kid, but that track's long gone now.
This place is awesome at night. I almost got kidnapped in the infield one night. It's a long story, but it's, what do they say? Not suitable for work.
It's not safe for work that you got kidnapped?
Yeah, it was wild, man. It was like, I felt like it was insane. But it was like a kidnapping, but I don't think anybody wanted to kill me or anything.
Fill me in after the checker. I want to hear this one.
Yeah.
I think probably 85% of the fans out there want to hear this one.
I'm sure they do. It's actually really good. But I don't want to put it on the old TV thing.
On the old TV thing as we get ready as that pace truck dives on down into pit lane. Here we go into that restart zone for the first time. The green flag is a-waving, and we go green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Texas. The 22 and the 315 off to a strong start, keeping things side by side as they round out of turns 1 and 2. You got the 2 trying to slide his way on up here through this leaderboard early and quick, as well as we got 3 wide action going on behind him here.
Yellow's out.
Yellow's out. The 33 of Paul Ferdiani having a issue coming onto the backstretch there. The Gambler having some early problems.
I think
No,
maybe
Paul
cold
there.
tires there and coming up
Maybe so.
into 2. Yep, self-spun. Very tight on the backstretch here.
Was he coming out of turn 2 and just came around?
Yep, came out from
Right in the
underneath
middle
him.
of the turn is where it started, it looks like.
Yeah, and you're going to see that tonight. That turn is tricky. 2 and 4 are your problem areas.
He barely got missed by somebody come flying around him there. Who was that?
I think that was Poke Salad Tony here.
Jeez, Tony Polk almost collected him.
Ew, goodness gracious. There was a little netcode contact, but oh my goodness, that was a little closer than I'm sure Tony Polk would have liked.
And Chris Klein with a shout out there from Josh Kelleher. NTRL ARCA Series champion Chris Klein. He won the championship here Friday night with Greg Klein and Alan Brown in the booth. Yeah, me and you were both out of town. Or you had company from out of town. I was out of town.
Well, I thought we had a fight. It was the whole story. We made up a lie to tell everybody we were fighting. Well, we were just having fun. But I was mad at you for last Wednesday night when you were...
I still detest you, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. As we go ahead, cruise around the back of this pace car here. Of course, we do have our traditional driver cameras up and running. Oh, I'm just going to do the tough job of scrolling through names and finding them here on my list. But we do have Mr. Vince Short joining us here on the face cams. Let's see if we can't get inside the cockpit here. Where's all my dang cameras? Everything got all changed around on me.
Damn computers. That's the problem. It's probably Bill Gates' fault. You need me to go talk to him?
No, I'll just get Mark Zuckerberg to put a hit out on him or something.
Well, that would be
Oh,
cool if they had a duel.
Yes,
That'd be fun like the old days.
yes, there we go. We got the 15 Vince Short all up there ready in his race cave, all ready to go. I know Nicky's there supporting him. You also got the 00 of Joe Bennett racing around out here this evening as well. Down there in Jacksonville, all ready to get up and running. No, he's typically got a couple of his cheerleaders back there, but you know, it is a school night. They might already be in bed.
It's true.
And as of right now, that is the only drivers that we have here, unfortunately. But we do have.
You got me drinking some mystery clear liquid out of a mason jar. You can watch me do that on the camera. That's about all the action you're going to see.
Who's drinking clear liquid? You?
Yeah,
You don't
clear
drink
liquid
water.
mixed with some other stuff. That's not water.
God. Oh, Lord. Here we go. This is, Brown, we're going to have to. This is gonna be interesting.
Broadcast.
Well, I'm drinking a clear liquid as well.
Well, I know. Yours is water.
Yeah.
You're the same person here.
We do also have race controller DW up there with the eye in the sky, just hanging out, making sure everybody's keeping it on the up and up. He's got a serious face on. And
Oh, you don't race this one? He's the race controller here?
he is hurt.
Oh, that's kind of cool. We can really mess with him now.
He can hear us, I think.
I don't think he.
We're
Well,
going to
can
get
he?
some hand signals from him here in a minute. Talking about it.
Well, either way, the pace truck makes its dive down onto pit road here once again as we get back up and running again. Green flag racing here at Texas. A great start there for the 315 on the outside, able to keep pace with that 22, but they're still hustling side by side down through turns 1 and 2. Let's see if these guys can't get some heat in the tires here before another caution comes on out. Still slipping and sliding out there goes these drivers. The 22 315 still side by side. They're gonna go side by side for an entire dang lap as the 2 Neil quickly tucks back into line. Same thing with that 89 of Brian Rose. Everybody shuffling and finding some spots for their trucks to fit in here throughout this field. Kind of sort of starting to filter out a little single file. Still some 2 wide action going on as the 747 Albert Anderson side by side with the 19 Brandon Coleman. Oh, and he gets loose down there on the bottom side. He's able to save it before absolute calamity strikes. And at the same time, 315 Zach Millett finally finds the runoff of the corner here and is able to take the control of this race lead. We still have some side by side action going on between the 09 and the 56. Daniel Baker and Mason Wagaman.
Sounds like a sandwich.
It kind of does.
It's a Reuben.
We got a grocery chain up here called Wegmans.
Huh.
But either way, they were going side by side. You also got the 94 Nicholas Coate trying to hustle his way back up through this field. He's right now tucked in behind the 13 of one of those goats, Paul Durkee, as they run off down. Ooh, almost a big checkup there in the middles of 1 and 2.
Yeah, the HVAC design struck the 00 of Joe Bennett. About caught the back bumper of the 99, but the 19's around. Brandon Coleman, big spin. The 31 also involved there of Milner.
Oh,
Who got hung in the wall there?
That's Milner getting cracking by the inside pit wall here.
They gotta fix that.
One of the fortunate and unfortunate things here in iRacing is that sometimes these cars get stuck in some weird places that you probably wouldn't normally see cars getting stuck at. Let's go ahead and kind of watch what happened here. Oh man, there was a checkup for the 19 down there, and just coming out of nowhere, the 5 slams right into the back of the 31. Let's head on up to our race chopper here, and you can really see as the checkup happens, and man, just gets absolutely punted and then grabbed by that safer barrier.
And there's nothing you can do once you glitch in the wall like that. You can put it in reverse and floor it all you want. You're not coming off of it. You are stuck.
I just don't know what to think. I guess last time on this, we don't do this very often. On this, we never have done this series, but apparently last time, DW was not wearing a shirt on the broadcast. What?
That's what I was told.
Why would you not? I mean, put on a shirt and put some shoes on too. You don't get any service without any of those.
That's right. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone, especially DW.
Daniel said that. I've never seen it, but I just guess that happened. I believe him. Internet, I believe everything.
That indeed is. 315, Zach Millett is going to get the inside starting spot on this next restart here as we get everybody all bunched back on up and some pit stops underway, so maybe some games starting to be played here, but everybody kind of taking their time and relaxing and whatnot, just putzing around here.
Derek Welch on the YouTube saying, "What are y'all talking about?"
I don't know. You just scroll up. Yeah, scroll up. We didn't start this. We just were told that you weren't wearing a shirt on the last broadcast. I don't know what's talking. I mean, whatever you do down there in Alabama, you do. Don't worry about us. Hey, Brown, I like this guy's name, Neil Quick. We've never seen him race. I don't remember.
We have. I think there was some scheduling between his work or something on Monday nights that he wasn't able to race very consistently on Monday nights. I think we saw him a couple times.
And I just like, it's like Neil Armstrong, Neil Bonnet, Neil Quick. I love the name. I don't know. It's just like a thing I just got a thing for names and nicknames and stuff like that.
And you got, the old white person singer, Neil Diamond.
What does that have to do with anything? Neil Diamond was amazing.
He was.
I thought he was indigenous.
But that's one of the jokes running around now is if you play Sweet Caroline at a wedding, that's how you get all the white people.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But he had his place in time, kind of like Barry Manilow. I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember that guy?
Talking about it.
And Liberace. I was a big Liberace fan. He could play that piano, man. He dressed real fancy.
Fancy boy.
He was. He's a hell of a musician. Gotta respect him. That was an interesting.
I don't know
caution.
how it started. I just caught the end.
I don't know, but it was fun. Brown here.
Yeah, here we go. As the 315 Zach Millett and the 2 of Neil Quick get things going side by side here. Back up and running. That 69 Larry Dickerson showing some pace here early on, up a couple of spots, trying to sneak his way up to the front of this field. You also got some side-by-side action going on right behind them here as they make a clean break out of turns 1 and 2. Some side-by-side here with the 56 by the looks of it, trying to shuffle his way on up and through right behind that 94. Nicholas Coate making a big charge here back up to the front. Rob Hatton back in the 99, getting stuck too wide here. He's trying to stay up on the inside of that 119 of Eric Beadle. These guys hustling and bustling, trying to make their way as many positions as they can. As especially at a track like this, if we get a long green flag run, it's going to start getting pretty tough to pass. And they're really just, you just got to make the most of this opportunity to where everyone's all bunched up together.
Yeah, once the tires start to wear in real good, I mean, there's really only one decent line to run around here. And like you said, it's going to get hard to pass for these guys.
For a split second there, we were 3 wide for the lead with the 69 of Dickerson shooting it up in through the middle. But here comes the 315 and Zach Millett back with a charge, trying to take that lead spot away. Side by side they go, and without too much of a contest there, the 315 takes back that race lead here. Got 63 Dave Holmberg getting stuck inside of the battle here, as well as kind of behind a little bit of traffic, trying to navigate to this kind of wad of trucks here as these guys basically running inside of a placemat, not even a blanket anymore. They're running pretty close.
Yeah, they're definitely getting to know each other out there. It looks like Durkee has got a little bit more speed than the other drivers around him. He just passed Beetle in 119. But this is what we were talking about, kind of starting to spread out a little bit. So let's see if there's going to be any battles. Currently, I can't find anything other than just driving around, having fun.
Well, not only that, but they're now got enough laps under those tires that they're not too cold. They're able to actually start really pushing the truck a little bit more. Not so worried about getting loose coming off of these corners. Not that, you know, you can just sit back and relax and not stay on top of it, but it's definitely not as much of a risk here as these guys continue to make ways on through. Justin Hott trying to make his way up through this leaderboard here, the 24 machine, trying to now get up into that top 15 side by side a little bit here with the 51 of Chris Klein. We're used to seeing the teens there for Chris, but doing a pretty good job out there in that Beaver Automotive Toyota.
Now, Liberace, he was no Dr. John though. Let's not kid ourselves. Or Little Richard, you know.
Well, he was good.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, he was probably the best was Leon Russell, but nobody really talks about him. That's regardless of that. Now you get
he was multi-talented.
He was awesome. Leon Russell, look him up. At what point does the tire wear start to affect? Because I think that tires is going
now, dude.
Well, I mean, I think they're going to feel it to where it, you know, they're going to start sliding, and that wall is going to become an issue in 4. Maybe even get slippery coming out of 2 while they're trying to put gas into it. So, yeah, I think you're right. There's a little bit more movement out here now. There's some people might have worn out their tires a little more than others.
It's definitely possible. We also had a few people back there at that lap 9 caution come on down and in and take some tires here. So I think it's just going to be a matter of preference here. It's the 94 of Nick Coate trying to make his move here, making a pass up on the outside. Same thing with the 2 of Neil Quick, moving around that 315 of Zach Millett. 22 Juan Jimenez continues to kind of trickle backwards through this field. I wonder if he knows that or has that feeling that it's going to be a little bit of a longer run. Oh my goodness, he got super slow there going down the front stretch.
Yeah, we're seeing some pretty close calls here as far as contact goes. Some corners almost meeting up on these trucks. So watch for these guys that really starting to take some chances, trying to squeeze their way in inside of other trucks and maybe around the outside quarter panels here.
Man, well, Josh Kelleher has a lot going on.
Yeah, man, he's pounding beers in the stands with the fans.
Well, he should be, and he said he understands who Leon Russell is, so he's getting a bonus point for a fan of the race, even though we don't have a fan of the race here, but we can pretend make him one.
Sure.
I mean, he's not going to get anything but a pat on the back, but yeah, he says 26 through 29. We'll see. I mean, that would mean we'd have some pit stops coming up quickly. Yeah, they're complaining about tires. Yeah.
They're getting some, we're coming up on them here pretty cool. Check out the paint job on the 56 of Mason Wagaman. I love that Glock shadow paint job he's got on there. Sweet. That's a cool thing about filling in on a night that we don't usually do, is because we get to see more drivers and more awesome paints that these guys run. A lot of these paints done by Daniel Pochlag over there at DEP Graphics, the title sponsor of the truck series here at NTRL. Go look that dude up, man. Check him out on Facebook. Send him a message. You want a quality paint job done for your iRacing vehicles, I don't think there's anybody else around that can really touch his stuff. He's a great graphic artist.
And that indeed is the shuffle here up at the front continues to kind of go on along the two. Neil Quick now getting around that 94 of Nicholas Coate. These guys are, man, they really got that shuffle and bustle here. And now here comes back that 315 Zach Millett trying to get his nose back up in here.
Man, I'm just having a hard time. Have any of y'all ever hit a piece of PVC with your hacksaw, but the hacksaw was dull? My hand is sore. I had a bad hacksaw. No, I was...
How big of PVC are you talking about?
2-inch pipe. I'm old.
That should take you about 8 strokes to get through that thing.
No, I had a bad angle because, you know, everything that was going on. I hurt myself out there.
What? Hold on a second. You're a lawman. You're not a construction worker.
Well, I know, but I dabble in construction around my house. That's why it's falling apart, you see.
That's why you should go to the experts like Davidson Builders.
I wish Davidson Builders was right here. I would call them right now to help me. They are great.
As we got some side-by-side action here between the 22 and the 99. The 22 almost sneaking his way up into that outside wall, but able to get it all back and collected. We still have a good 10 trucks here inside of this main group, and then a little bit of a gap back to the 55 of Robert Chipman, and then the 4 of Gene Wolf, all fighting, trying to get back up here into this top 10. Some more positions being made and lost back here. Justin Hopp, 71 of Blaine Woodruff having a great race going on. You also got the 63 and the 09 of Daniel Baker having a pretty good fight here, kind of towards the tail end of this field. Still looks like we have everybody out there driving, though, which is always a good thing to see.
I got a pass happening right now. 89 looking in on the 2 machine, but the 2 is not going to give him that whole lane there. 89 sticking with it. Neil PD quick here, really trying to hold him off.
Yeah, Coates right there with him in the 94. That's a pretty good battle. 3, 4, and 5. I think that is right there.
Yes, sir.
Good battle.
And as of right now, the 89, Brian Rose, gets that position, moving himself up into this top 3 here early on in this race as we're approaching lap 31 here as these guys make their tracks and burn that rubber and this fuel here tonight at Texas. Coming up on your first round of green flag pit stops for most of this field, the 15 event short stuck here right around 20th, a little bit ahead of it here. He's got the 7 of Russ Kilgore. Glad to see Russ back out there on the racetrack. I know it's been a hot minute since we've seen that Rod Baker Ford out there.
Yes, indeed. And only one truck out there that's not on the lead lap. Scott Milner, who got snagged by that wall, glitched in there. He had to tow. He's currently 2 laps down, but if we get a caution here, he'll get one of those laps back, hopefully.
Yeah, he'll be the freebie. So he's still got a chance to jump back in it if we have a couple cautions quickly. He could get right back on that lead lap, so that's kind of cool for Scott. Oh, Ottinger in the wall a little bit. In turn 4, like we talked about.
That Beechcraft 76 machine is a little bit off the pace after that contact.
Even if you just give it a tap, I mean, it just the contact itself will scrub some of that speed as we got some fighting going on down there, Adam.
Yeah, the 24 hit the wall as well out of 2 and caused a little reaction with Kilgore and whoever else is up there. So tire wear they're getting learned right now that they probably want some new tires.
Oh, looking at the Limitless guys here, Albert Anderson just kind of plugging along back here in 21st place. His teammate Mike Adamson up there fighting for a 6th. He's up about 7 spots.
And it looks like
currently in 6th.
Albert preparing to come on down for his round of green flag pit stops here, so it is now up underway. I also say it's almost like we had a telekinetic bond there, Alan, because I was just zooming in on Albert when you started talking about him. That was was pretty good. Happens every once in a while.
The ANA connection.
Well, it's it's the full moon, man. Y'all are connected with the, and then probably the UFOs and stuff, and the Chinese spy balloon. It all interconnects, and you two just had a special moment right there.
A wireless nerd network.
Ooh, Chipman almost slipped into that wall in the 55. He's hanging on for dear life out there in the dirty mo race in 55 Ford.
I love what he's got on the bed cover. That thing, the pad. Parents Against Distracted Driving. That's something that has become a real problem around here where I live. It's nuts out there. People trying to run over you because they're looking at their phone.
Oh well, not only that, people keep leaving late and then speeding through town. Like when I go to my actual job here, not that this isn't a job.
Yeah, we're working right now. We're working.
This is fun, but my actual job, I'm going into work and I get these cops following me when I'm doing like 2 over the speed limit and down a road that's 10 miles an hour too slow. And then come daytime in the middle of rush hour, I got people blowing by me doing 15 over and nobody's out there.
Yeah, it's probably a shift change. I don't want to mess with it. Look at this. Now we got some battling out here. Huh? Adamson did?
Went up the track, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He's definitely slow. So we went 3 wide there for a second. Up in front of him here, the 56. Oh my goodness, getting squeezed up there in the middle, right in between the 2 and the 22 as we got more pit stops happening. The 315, 69, 89, and the 94 trickling on down into pit road. So these guys slowly making their way on down and trying to get as much of a clean pit road by the looks of it as looks Eric Beadle, Robert Chipman, Stephen Naylor, and Dave Holmberg all trickle down in as well.
And here comes your leader, Neil PD Quick, coming down in the pit lane at number 2.
Ooh, Durkee almost tagged with him as they were getting down into pit road, but he made it through. Durkee's going to go around for another one. Oh, Woodruff has got a nice DEP racing paint in the real pink truck, pink Ford 71.
Check out the 71 now. Oh, okay, Monster Energy. Caution's
caution.
out. What happened there, bud? I don't see anything on my camera. It's supposed to switch.
Self-spin Larry Dickerson. He just owned up to it.
I thought you were going to say Derek Lickerson. Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, the driver of the
got a little
69 LA
tongue tie.
construction truck. Some handling issues there.
Yeah, coming out of the pits, it looks like, too.
And that indeed, oh man, he was coming out there with maybe just a hint of too much speed down there on that pit lane. Oh, I thought he got cracking there for a second too. But just a little too much speed trying to filter out of that pit lane and was kind of shuffling up the track just a little bit, almost getting into that white line. And you also got to remember that transition point between the corner and where that kind of apron is. It's actually a little bit below that white line. So I wonder if that's what got the 69 there, is that little transition line.
Say this, he at least kept it down. You can see he still had it in a forward gear and kept it towards the wall there after he spun there, just so he wouldn't slide up the track into some other people there.
Yeah, I don't think he hurt himself too much with damage. It wasn't going too fast there, slowed it down. No big deal. Get us racked back up. I kind of like that personally. Every once in a while, you got to stack them back up. You don't want to get it too boring like when Jimmy Johnson used to run around here and lap everybody.
So the big question is, are we going to get a whole ton of wave arounds here? Because if not, half the field's going to be trapped a lap down.
I don't know.
I believe we are here. It'll be happening once when it changes over.
We'll get one to go, yeah. So starting with looks like the 2 of Neil Quick on down to probably Steven Naylor. So that's 15th to 25th. If they stay out, they'll probably get waved around here. Hopefully they have the race set up for that, where wave rounds happen here.
I don't know. Have you seen this new movie that's coming out called Paint?
Is it about Bob Ross?
Yeah.
No. Is it really?
Yeah, it is. It's I just saw it.
I was being a smart ass.
Oh, no, I don't know if it's real. I just got somebody sent it to me. I'm
He was in the
assuming it's
Air
real.
Force.
I know. He retired out of the Air Force.
Yeah, he was an MTI. He was a boot camp, what do they call in the Army, a drill instructor.
Yeah.
Air Force call it MTI.
He always was amazing to me. I just enjoyed him.
Me and my grandmother used to watch him. Yeah.
Still like watching him. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I mentioned that.
Yeah,
I
he
just
retired as a master sergeant after, I guess he did 22 years, something like that.
Well, good. Then he became just a superstar. He's even probably more powerful now in his death, Since he died, he's got a bigger following now.
Yeah, he's bigger than Liberace.
Man, don't sleep on Liberace. That guy was pretty fun.
He's got a resurgence of popularity.
Yeah, he does.
And he really has. He's got a cult following.
Yeah, that's true. And it tends to happen. I wish we could get Leon Russell the credit that he's due. He's the master of space and time.
Yeah, we get a bunch of people on the YouTuber thing. Look at Leon Russell. He did some songs with Willie Nelson, and he played with pretty much everybody.
Yeah, he was a studio musician for a long time.
Yep,
too,
that's right. If he wasn't playing piano, he was playing the organ or something.
Mm-hmm.
Rocking the keys somewhere. Debbie Rose is on here tonight on YouTube to watch the TBM Track Bar Motorsports number 89 of Brian Rose. Is Brian out there? Let's see.
I think he was one of the guys that was kind of trapped there for a minute. So
16th place, yeah.
Yeah, so he's getting his wave around right now to get back to that lead lap and back out and around. But we did see his name up there in that top 5 for quite a bit on that nice little run we had.
Yeah, we appreciate all of y'all watching us tonight over on YouTube. We know that we're not your normal broadcaster for Tuesday nights, but we sure appreciate it if y'all gave us a thumbs up down there for our video tonight, if you like what you see tonight. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to our channel. Track Bar Media, I'm sorry about that, Debbie. I knew that, too. I don't know why I said motorsports.
Why do you do dumb things all the time? She's probably going to hit the thumbs down now.
Yeah,
and not even give us a subscribe. And
we're almost to 300 too.
You've said that for like a month. That's embarrassing. I bet it's Zuckerberg is holding us back. He probably won't let us out there.
Comes a pace truck down on the pit road.
That indeed is the 22 and the 13 get us all restarted off here as that green flag waves, and away we go. Green flag racing here once again from Texas. Side by side, they hustle and bustle down through turns 1 and 2. The 22 off to a quick lead here. 13's going to get split 3 wide here between the 99 and the 00. 00 up quite a few spots here on this run due to those pit stops and people being stuck a lap down, but he's trying to put in the work here, now making his way around the outside here of that 13 of Durkee. Still not clear though, as 13 finally finds some speed to get some power down, able to make a good run. The 15 of Vince Short trying to hustle and bustle his way up through here, as well as we see the 09 of Daniel Baker doing the same on the outside lane, trying to get around the 315 of Zach Millett. That's going to be a tough task here. Zach, a very quick driver, tucked in behind that 4 of Gene Wolfe, making their way out of turns 3 and 4. A little bit of a bobble there in front of them, but no wall contact. So I think these guys are going to be okay for a second or two. 751 of the Silent Assassin, Mike Adamson, losing a couple of spots here, trickling on back behind the 56 of Mason Wagaman.
Steven Naylor coming in to serve a black flag. Hopefully this will be a quick in and out for him.
Man, Albert Anderson, America's driver's been quiet tonight. I'm gonna have to give him some tips on Texas. You gotta spend a lot of time in the infield drinking beforehand, I think, to do well here. That's my tip.
You get to study the subtle nuances of the turns, huh?
Yeah, you can really check it all out.
It's almost a little bit of contact there between the 22 and the 99 as they fight for control of the race lead here. Juan Jimenez, I believe he ended up being your Cup Series champion over there. Over on the Monday nights. Zach Millett running fastest lap of the race. Kind of stuck in some traffic right now, but he's making use of that draft that he's getting.
Yeah, the draft isn't a make or break thing here, I guess, but it does matter. I mean, you can get some pretty good runs here using that draft, but clean air I think is more important here than drafting if you're going to get around this track efficiently.
Yeah, and backstretch is really where you're going to get a little bit of draft help, but it's not like any of these super speedways we go to. It's minimal at best.
Yeah, still side by side there with the 315 and the 51 as the fight up at the front at the moment has seemed to simmer a little bit, but no, here comes that 99 with a big run using that draft. He tucked in behind that 22 up until the final moment possible here, and is able to make the move happen. Chris Klein and Justin Hott now having a good battle here side by side. That 24 purple, green, and black machine hustling his way back on up and through. 33 of the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani, stuck up on the outside here as a freight train goes rolling around underneath him.
Yeah, these guys not quite to halfway yet, but see some of these guys making up a lot of positions. 00 Joe Bennett sitting there in third position, one of those guys that made up a bunch of spots. Your ARCA Series champion, Chris Klein, in the 51 machine, up almost 20. He's up 18 spots, currently in 8th position. But, yeah, man, Robert Hattenbach up there taking the lead here in the 99.
Man, it's starting to get exciting. Yahtzee.
I love it.
Yeah, yes, and indeed. Right behind those, those race leaders, the 15 Vince Short, watching a good battle go on right there in front of him between the 00 and the 13 of Paul Durkee. Paul Durkee had a pretty good starting spot, and he's even improved upon that position right now up there in 4th. Blaine Woodruff in the 71, he's also up double digits here on this evening, up into this top 10. He's got the 09 of Daniel Baker giving him a little bit of a challenge, but for a moment he's hanging on to that spot as a kind of looks like we're starting to single file out a little bit. We're still seeing some great two-line action here, like the 56 and the 33 trading a couple spots there. Looks like the 89 Brian Rose trying to shuffle his way back on up through this field, almost back up to a top 10.
Yeah, we want to thank the guys over at Team Goats as well. Brandon Coleman, Paul Durkee, the chief over there, and Steven Naylor for stepping up and sponsoring this race tonight in the NTRL Truck Series. Numb Thumbs, they don't just do racing, y'all. If y'all do any other kind of gaming, go check out Numb Thumbs Gaming Community. They got a cool Discord page. It's a big social thing, man. Everybody, it's like one big family over there that all plays different kind of games and simulations. So, awesome community. Love being a part of it.
Absolutely. And this race continues to roll on here, about 5 laps away from that halfway point, and typically would say we'd start seeing pit stops, but that's not going to be for a few laps afterwards, just based on how that caution came out and everybody coming on down right around 40. So I think they could probably make this one maybe a two-stopper. I know we had a few cautions in that first stage, Alan, that probably helped these guys get to that lap 40 figure. But I wonder if they're maybe trying to plan on pitting right around lap 80 here and make it just a two-stop race.
Yeah, if they can, they'll probably try to make it that far. Like you said, the couple of cautions that we've had have really helped them save on some fuel mileage there. So I don't know if they'll be able to stretch it that far. They're sure going to try, though.
Russ Kilgore
Tell you what.
tucking back in a line with the 94.
Daniel asking, do y'all do Mario Kart over there in NTG? Well, they have a Wreckfest league. Oh, the two got side by side with the 751. He's up in the outside wall.
No caution here as he saves it. Oh, what a checkup there by 71 of Blaine Woodruff, throwing out whatever brakes he had. Let it be air brakes, his actual brakes on those wheels. Man, he had to really slow down.
Now, Mike Adamson asking the two of Quick if they actually touched, and he said, "Oh yeah, we definitely did." He's asking, I guess, if it was kind of like a net code situation there. They have done. I think they've improved the hitbox on these trucks, but there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done. As you can see, these trucks riding around, that left front wheel looks like half the wheel is in the asphalt. You know, there's some graphic problems, some hitbox problems still with the truck frame, but
We're talking about iRacing issues.
Yeah, but I think they're still working on it. I mean, that's a good thing about a subscription-based service like this is they've got money to throw at the problems.
Well, they do, but where do they throw the money? Sometimes I think they're throwing too much money into that next gen, that garbage Harbor Freight car they got over there.
That's where all your NASCAR guys are coming on here to run laps and stuff like that. That's their money maker, I guess. All the sponsorships from the Coca-Cola Racing Series and all that.
That's a great racing going on here right around Chris Klein, just in front of him. The 24, the 89, and the 09 been battling it out pretty hard here in the later stages of this race, as we have now reached that halfway point. 99, Rob Hattenbach up there in the front with the 22, Juan Jimenez sitting right behind him. The 315 of Zach Millett still up here racing with a chance to try to steal a podium spot here kind of towards the end. Paul Durkee, 00 Joe Bennett, Vince Short, Daniel Baker, Brian Rose, Chris Klein, and Justin Hopp currently make up your top 10 here as these drivers continue to race with that green flag out and waving proud here, with the 71 of Blaine Woodruff trying to make up for some of that lost time he had for checking up there and making sure no incident was caused. At 751, Mike Adamson side by side right now with the 94 of Nick Coate and the 24 Justin Hopp.
I want to thank. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Chris Klein, the other series champion we talked about earlier, he's up 17 spots, so looks like he's on his way to the top here tonight. Go ahead, sir. Sorry to
Well, I
interrupt.
was just going to say, thanks once again to NTRL for having us here on this Tuesday night race. Like we said, thanks for bearing with us out there, folks. We're kind of going into this series blind, but we know most of the drivers already, so kind of an easy transition. I think Steve and the guys from HBR TV will be back next week. So those guys put on a heck of a show over there. So they'll be picking the action back up next Tuesday for you guys.
Well, and while we're talking about stuff, trackdogsracing.com, you need to check them out. That's the official merchandiser of AAA Broadcasting and sponsor of this league here, Numb Thumbs Truck Series. So you can get all kinds of stuff. I got myself an America's Driver Albert Anderson shirt and AAA this, whatever. They got AAA stuff too. So
Did you tell
check 'em
Albert
out.
that you were using that shirt just to paint and change oil in?
No, I would no. I wear that to
That's what you were
church.
using for.
That's like
your
what I wear to church. I wouldn't. Man, why would I defile such a fine shirt?
Blasphemy. Yeah.
The trackdogsracing.com. Check them out.
Papa Joe Bennett out there pulling for his boy. 00 Joe Bennett in that 00 truck.
Nice.
Papa Joe's in the house.
Yes, sir, indeed. As here comes the 89, Brian Rose side by side with the 15 of Vince Short, trying to make their way back up on through some of this crazy traffic going on out there. Part of the Holler Boys racing team.
Holler Boys got some great support online too, man. They got a cool Facebook page as well.
Why don't we need like something cool?
Good fan base.
Do we have any?
Well, we don't race anymore. Officially.
Well, I mean, you raced the other night and you did like average.
Yeah,
So-
top 10, but out of like 22 cars or something, I think. But it was fun to get back behind the wheel. That was my first racing. What are we saying? Like a year and a half? It was
It's
fun.
been a long time. I
It's
don't
not
know.
something I'd want to do several nights a week anymore, you know?
Well, that's because we've been watching it now and seeing how hard it is and how difficult it is and how much these guys really put into it. I don't have the heart and soul to just get behind the wheel like these guys all the time. I like to watch it. That's just kind of my thing.
You like to drink more than drive.
Correct. I mean, I was still drinking when I was driving. When we raced, I would be drinking just as much. I mean, sometimes I'd hit the wall when I'd slip and grab a beer, you know. The wheel would turn right, hit the wall. That must have happened what happened when English doored me in turn 2 at Pocono. Was it like you were grabbing your drink or something?
No, I just couldn't drive. I mean, I overdrove turn 2 and went right up into your door.
Yeah, that was a fun.
I know
time.
you think I did it on purpose and stuff, but that's not the case. Derek Welch out there pulling for Juan Jimenez in the 22, None Thumbs Racing Machine. Nicky Short pulling for the HBR team out there, and I'm sure Vincent Short, one of my retired Air Force brethren. Let's see. Josh Kelleher says Juan's out there fighting back. Debbie Rose says love that HBR team. Josh Kelleher, y'all gonna have to explain this one to me. I had to school people on what a fluffer mutter sandwich was.
Fluffernutter.
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 What the heck is that? I
So,
don't
and
know.
that's the reason why he had to school it, because it's a New England thing.
It's a New England.
I've never heard of it either. What in the hell are y'all talking about?
So,
Canada
you
poutine.
got yourself a peanut butter jelly sandwich, right?
Sure.
Well, instead of jelly,
Okay.
you use marshmallow fluff.
That's a good way to ruin a sandwich. Just put some banana on it.
That's what you do. You put banana and peanut
Oh.
butter and fluff on it.
I can do without the marshmallow.
Oh.
And then fry it.
It's
called
No, you don't-
fluffernutter.
you fluff another, yeah. Because it's peanut butter and fluff.
What the hell is even talking? What kind of
Right.
crazy world are we living in right now when they're making
It's
stuff
New
up
England,
like
man. It's a New England
that? Has
thing.
this been going on for years?
Oh, mate, yeah.
I'll be damned.
We just
Wow.
learned what poutine was from some
Poutine
of our
is a-
Indian drivers.
That is some good stuff.
That's like gravy on French fries, isn't it?
And here we go, starting to get some more green flag pit stops here. Paul Durkee, Brian Rose, Mike Adamson making their way on down into pit road. We also have Brandon Coleman and Dave Holmberg making their marks down there as well. So I have a feeling these guys might not be able to quite make it here now that we've seen some good green flag runs going here, Mr. English.
Yes, sir. This is gonna kind of. I think some of these are kind of. You could almost call them short pits. I know we said that the cautions kind of help these guys out on fuel mileage prior to lap 40, but I still think a couple of these guys, it's a little bit of a short pit here. I think everybody else is gonna kind of follow suit here.
Yeah, Dickerson,
Probably the
Coate,
same thing.
Kilgore, Chipman, all coming on down and in, and making their way down onto pit road. Just remember that coming back out on those cold tires, these guys are going to have to be a little gentle on that throttle here. Zach Millett, Double O Joe Bennett now coming down as well. So, yeah, I think strategy game is starting to get a little intense.
Larry Dickerson, black flag.
Ouch.
I don't know if that was on the way in or the way out. It looks like that was on the way in. Oh, he is manually disconnected.
What?
He gone.
What did he give up for?
I don't know. He was on the lead lap.
Oh, the 99 has issues coming on down into
man.
the pits. Gets that back end loose. We always talk about green flag pit stops being so tough, no matter really what track you go to. He's not the only one. The 24 right behind him, the Justin Hopp, having an issue getting those back tires loose, trying to get up onto those brakes, and it just spins that truck right on around, and he hits the inside wall pretty good.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage right there, cost to the 99. I don't know how bad the other truck got it, but
Oh, 15 is short does it too. Oh my God. We need NASCAR to get out there and check to make sure there's no oil slick out there.
There's something on the track, I think. In the braking zone there.
Dickerson might have left some oil behind there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he quit. Huh.
Eddie Rose is joining us too, saying the HBR boys laying some rubber down tonight. Josh Kelleher says they have funeral potatoes out here in Utah. Even weirder. I have to Google that.
I have Googled that before. All that is like a... I don't know.
Look, I'll eat potatoes any way you make them.
Yeah, they're like the potatoes with cheese, almost like scallop potatoes.
Okay, that's perfect.
I think it's just they call them funeral because you always bring a dish, to the funeral, I guess.
And it's an easy one to prepare, maybe. Or
Right.
Standard, yeah. I spent some time in Utah. I don't remember having that. I wasn't there a whole lot.
Maybe you didn't go. You didn't go to any funerals, maybe.
No, I was stuck on an army base in the middle of nowhere. Well, he was talking about a fluff or whatever. I was thinking like a muffaletta. That's the first thing that popped in my
those
head.
are amazing. I love them.
That's probably the best sandwich in the world.
It's up there for sure.
Pretty close.
People probably don't know what that is. Some people. Brown, do you know what that is?
What?
A muffaletta.
Isn't that a part of a car?
Only on models made after 2012.
Yeah. Well, it's a sandwich, but it's got like olives on it and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's salty meat, like was it pastrami or something that's on it? I can't remember what all's on it.
Yeah, like
Got an awesome sauce.
salami, stuff like that.
It's like a New Orleans standard. You go down there, you can find a ton of places sell muffalettas.
Yeah, they're getting after me on this scallop potato.
Oh, I love some potatoes.
Oh, man. No. Just.
Rutabaga.
Man.
I've never actually eaten a rutabaga, Adam.
No? Well, I haven't either. I actually don't even know what that is. That's to be honest with you.
You're quite right. So, you know what? I think we should Google what a rutabaga is. And while we do that, we're going to step away and have a big thank you to some of the great sponsors out here and play some of their ads as this race continues to roll on here from Texas. Probably still one more pit stop to go. When will people use it? You never know. So we'll just have to wait and find out. We'll be back with the rest of this great race in action here from the GOATS 180 here at Texas in just a moment. And welcome back to this fantastic race in action that we're seeing here, brought to you tonight by the GOATs, a great NTRL racing team over here, and they're got some drivers in the race here tonight for this 180 at Texas Motor Speedway, currently being led by that 315 of Zach Millett. Got a good chunk of margin. He's fighting through some traffic right now, but he's a little over 2.5 seconds clear of the 22 Juan Jimenez. The 13 of Paul Durkee still hanging around up there in that top three as well. He's going to be about almost 7 seconds clear of the 751 Mike Adamson as 00 Joe Bennett tries to chase down that silent assassin here. You also got the 19 Brandon Coleman in a fight right now, trying to stay up inside this top 10. He's fighting with the 4 of Gene Wolfe as these guys are quickly starting to run out of laps. Under 30 to go here tonight.
How about Russ Kilgore? We talk about him in other leagues, other racing, but man, the driver of that Rod Baker Ford F-150 is always one of your big gainers every week. He loves to pass other vehicles, and Russ is doing it again tonight. He's up in 6th place right now. Your hard charger of the race, up 18 positions.
Well, he's driving it like he's stole the thing and
right off the dealership
in South Fort Worth, and he's taking it down to Waco. And that's not uncommon in South Fort Worth either. So it just blend in with the others. Just make sure you get a pistol in one hand when you're on 35. Just trust me.
Sales manager down there at Rod Baker Ford dealership needs to maybe do a little inventory check. He
Yeah,
is
maybe
driving
so.
it like he stole it.
As maybe here we go, gentlemen. Oh, and he misses his pit box of 56. Mason Wagaman having some issues down there, trying to get back down into his pit stop. I think we're starting to see some guys maybe play that strategy call and say, maybe let's start doing some pitting. As a 747 Albert Anderson, it's also a lap down, decides to come on down in and get his pit stop underway. 25 laps now left to go with the 315 a millet out in front. The 00 Joe trying to make the move. 751 with the late call to come on down into pit lane, but able to make it work there.
Adamson called it out on the radio. I didn't want to interrupt you. He was planning to come in, but it sure looked late the way he steered it hard to the left there. I'm surprised he get popped for speed in there, but Mike, he knows exactly where he needs to be on that tachometer.
Brian Rose coming on down and in as well, getting his final pit stop up underway. The money stop here this evening for these race drivers.
That's right, man. After this, these guys are going to make it all the way to the end on fuel, and their tires are going to be in still pretty good shape, I think, once they get to the end here. One thing I'm proud to see is we only have one guy that disconnected tonight. Larry Dickerson, the 69, put it on the trailer, went home early. But everybody else is still out here running, even though we got some guys that are, Stephen Naylor, 6 laps down, a few guys 3 laps down. Yeah, man, these guys out there making it happen still.
As here comes that 7 of Kilgore, the 09 Daniel Baker making their way on down and in. Coat, Short, Ottinger making their way down and in. I haven't said too much about Ottinger other than when he got into the incident earlier on. Here comes the 22 Juan Jimenez starting to pit. Same thing with that 99 Rob Hattenbach coming on down and in.
Yeah, Blaine Woodruff up 10 spots in that 71 truck. We'll see if he decides to come on down here soon. I think he's trying to make up a little bit of track position before he makes his mind up here. Maybe trying to wait on a yellow.
All this action out on the track, and I'm so rattled. Cane's chicken is not overrated.
Raising Cane's?
Yeah, Cane's.
Yeah.
It's not overrated, Daniel. It's so delicious. With the sauce.
You could take anything and dip in that sauce and make it good. I'd take the bread and everything and dip in that sauce.
I always get the extra sauce and hold the slaw, as they charge
Probably
the extra
drink
for
it.
the sauce. Yeah, I drink it.
HBR TV one says, here comes the home stretch, boys.
Yeah, that's for sure.
HBR got a few guys out there running.
Ooh, almost some contact there between Chris Klein and the 19 of Brandon Coleman.
Well, I'm looking too. You got some guys blending from coming out of the pits. That was kind of a wake-up call for the 94 and the 55 when a truck kind of come up off the apron there on the backstretch, trying to re-blend there. Stephen Naylor has manually disconnected, so a 5 of Stephen Naylor done for the night.
It's only down a few laps there when he came in. Albert Anderson's also been down on pit road for quite a while as well.
I think Steven did the math and he was like, I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to pass anybody. There's not enough laps left, so I think that's why he left.
As this field gets all shaken up here with green flag pit stop, 71 Blaine Woodruff making his final stop of the evening. Of course, Chris Klein hasn't come down for his final pit stop, but some of these guys might be willing to take that little bit of a gamble. If you were sitting in 15th, 60th, anything like that, and you're like, man, if I come down and pit now, I have 0 chance of winning. Well, maybe playing the gamble game, maybe trying to save a little bit of fuel and make it the final 18 laps. That could be the call.
No doubt. Yeah, and you got guys like Danny Baker right here. He's running through these guys like they're standing still, enjoying that new set of shoes. some of these guys might be able to, well, maybe not quite unlap themselves, but definitely give themselves some good track position for when that next caution comes out, if we get it.
That indeed, as the 55 Robert Shipman makes his way around that 19 of Brandon Coleman as well. Zach Millett running even faster now that he's got maybe a little bit of open track and not fighting with some people out there. A 29.76. Holy smokes. That's not even the same. That's not even the same zip code as the closest person to him on that.
Dang, that's crazy.
As here comes Klein and Coleman ripping on down into pit lane. So that leaves Robert Shipman out there all on his lonesome. One of the final guys yet to come down in pit. The 8 of Tony Polk not having the best of nights, but he's still out there running. He needs to make one more pit stop out here as well, as the kind of shuffle through this field continues to move on along. Double O of Joe Bennett out there moving his way slowly back up this leaderboard and trying to get back into the top 5 after the round of pit stops.
Josh Kelleher says there's a place called the Crack Shack. We got a place down here called Southern Classic Chicken. It's you have to go like wear a bulletproof vest and arm yourself to go to the neighborhoods where they have it. But it's great chicken. It's good spicy breading on it. They got good fried okra, gizzards, and livers and stuff that you can't find at KFC or Popeyes anymore. They just don't sell it anymore.
And here we go. Race leader going now down to 22 of Juan Jimenez, who does have that 315 of Zach Millett right there hot on his tail. So we do have a race for this lead here. And it looks like we're going to have an interesting battle for possibly third, maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely heating up out there as the laps continue to wind down here.
Well,
Get closer to the finish here, bud.
I just wanted to say, English, I use chicken livers for catfish bait. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you eat them?
Well, yeah.
No, that's where you catch your catfish.
Well, you can use it for both.
Well, I don't want to eat enough of the catfish.
You got leftover levers. Yeah, throw it on a hook. Throw it on a treble hook and throw it out by the dam and try to catch you the monster.
Ooh, off the wall, yeah. Yeah, we are heating up, Brown. We are winding it down, 11 laps to go, 12 laps to go? We're getting close to the end of this thing.
Yeah, that we are. Double O Joe makes his way back up into a top 4, trying to chase down that 751 Mike Adamson and get up onto a podium here. He still has a fight with the 94 Nick Coate, though, going on side by side with the 7 of Russ Kilgore sitting there waiting to kind of pick off the pickings here at the end of this thing, as Zach Millett going side by side with the 22. This is for the race lead, coming up onto 10 laps to go the next time these guys go around. There's also some lap traffic there as well, causing problems for these guys.
315 kind of has a pick right there in the 56 in that Team Glock machine.
Well, it looks like America's driver had to leave because he's got work. He had to work.
Oh, man. Well, you do what you got to do, bud.
Yep.
When that pager, that tones go off on the, I don't know if they still have. Do they still have pagers?
No.
Fire departments and stuff?
No, we don't have pagers.
We have pagers.
I mean, no. People don't even know what those beepers were. Ooh. Remember the old beeper? Love that. I haven't seen one in 25 years, so I think we're done with those.
Papa Joe Bennett saying, go get it, Double O. Double O Joe Bennett's got some work ahead of him if he's going to get back up there. He's currently in 5th.
And Zach Millett, after using that pick maneuver, man, he's absolutely turned and burned. But he also took a full set of tires and fuel, or at least a full set of tires at least there on that last pit stop. So I think that is what's possibly giving him the really good run here as compared to Jimenez 2 tires stopped by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think that's the difference maker for sure. Juan's probably kicking himself right now, saying, "Man, I should have took 4. I'd be right there with him right now." Now Zach's only a half. Well, what did he say? 0.6 of a second ahead, but that gap is widening as this race continues into its final laps.
I mean, a 315 still doesn't have a clear track to victory here. He's still's got to shuffle through some of this lap traffic right now. He's up behind the 24 machine, trying to inch his way on past that Justin Hott.
But the pressure's kind of off from behind. Now it's up to 0.9 of a second gap between himself and Juan Jimenez. So I think he's out there just in tire management mode, truck management mode, trying to stay out of danger. 24 got pretty close to the wall there.
As the 00 comes back against the 94 side by side, racing for a top 4 spot. 6 laps left remaining here.
All right, guys, predictions. What do you think? Are we going to see
Zach
this thing go green the rest of the way?
Yes, I predict.
And Zach
green.
Millett's going to be your winner? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I just made it up, but I guess I'll go with it. I said it.
Yeah, I think if we get a caution, watch out for guys like Adamson and Bennett and Coate and Kilgore there. They're all within striking distance. If we re-rack, but it's getting pretty late here, I don't know if we're going to see a caution this late in the race. Looks like Paul Ferdiani got dropped due to packet loss. He had a connection issue. Tough night for Paul Ferdiani, the gambler, driver of the 33.
With 4 laps to go, still have a race back here for top 15 spots. The 55 and the 19 all lined up. The 19 breaking out wide, trying to get around Robert Chipman here and maybe get that extra couple of points here, but not able to get it to stick as the 94 coming on back against 00 Joe here again. And here comes that 7 of Russ Kilgore again. He's just been patient, waiting for these guys to figure this one out. Let them use up all their stuff. And now he's going to start maybe trying to make a move with 3 laps left to go. The 315, Zach Millett still out there, out in front, making his way onto the backstretch here, getting up behind the 4 machine, trying to make his way around some of this lap traffic like for Gene Wolf. This would be lapping up to 8th position if he were to get it.
Well, he needs to get around him there, doesn't he?
Well,
It's like he's trying. He just...
That's right. He's
He's
trying.
not giving him any room, that's for sure. He doesn't need to, though.
No, racing for trying to stay on that lead lap, if not, at least the lucky dog here. As it looks like the 315 was finally able to break it on out, rounding out of turns 3 and 4, back down and across the line here. White flag flies. Final lap of the race here tonight at Texas. No more cautions or anything here as these guys make and break their way down and around turns 1 and 2. Still having a good fight between the 94 and the 00, but I've got a feeling that one's starting to figure itself on out here as the 315 finds himself down there in turns 3 and 4 for the final time, making his break down and across the line, picking up the win here tonight at Texas.
Great win for Millett there. Zach Jimenez, or Juan Jimenez behind Zach Millett there, about a 2nd and a 10th. Both drivers starting on the front row, and that's how they finish. Let's have their positions reversed now.
I hear some arguing out there on the radio, which I love to hear. I want to hear fights.
Fight.
Yeah. Nobody fought tonight. That's no fun.
Might get some extracurricular activities at the haulers here.
Yeah, did see
I'll
that.
stand by.
Did see that for Gene Wolf give a little friendly bump to the 315, saying, "Hey man, sorry for racing you hard, but good racing."
Here's a dent for your tailgate, fool. Boom.
I mean, did you even race if you don't have a dent in your truck?
I agree. You got to have some kind of damage to prove that you're out there.
Coming up next week, guys, the HBR TV guys will be back, and they head to Gateway, which is now called Worldwide. Was it
Technology.
Worldwide Technology Raceway? And
Hey, I like what's on the back of Zach's truck. Grip Hack Zach. That's his nickname.
Grip Sack.
That's pretty funny.
Good. Yeah, that's a 1.25 mile track. Not really a short track.
That's a strange track, really.
Yeah, it's a little
They
different.
run Indy cars there. And trucks. but-
It's shaped kind of like Darlington. It's a 1.25 miles.
Did
So it does race like a short track.
two corners that are completely different as well. It's definitely
1 and 2 is real tight, and 3 and 4 is really wide. So weird, egg shaped, I guess you could say.
yeah.
And it's in East St. Louis, so you could get hijacked on the way to the racetrack. So, what a wonderful place.
That's totally possible here as we have our drivers joining us here in the podium chat, like the 751 Mike Adamson, up double digits here tonight to finish this race off in third. Congratulations there, Mike. It was definitely a hard-fought one there for you, and being that silent assassin as you are, it took you a good minute. You were pretty quiet about moving up through this field.
Oh yeah, just kind of been patient and just creaked my way up. Had a few incidences along the way, but nothing that we couldn't overcome.
Well, Limitless, you guys, I don't want to say struggled a little bit tonight, but it definitely wasn't easy for you to work your way up through the field. Your teammate too was struggling there, went a few laps down, and then ultimately duty called for him, so he had to take off. But you guys working on a plan for next week? We got Gateway coming up, or Worldwide Technology is what they call it now, but it's a strange track, and you guys been practicing it all on it. I know pit entry is a little bit different there too as well.
Yeah, I've ran quite a few laps on there. I have to get with Albert and do some testing there. I haven't ran there recently, but I do pretty well there. I'd say I'm about a top 10, we'll play it by ear, see what happens.
Well, you got better than that tonight. You got third place. Great run tonight. It was fun watching you here in the trucks. Who'd you like to thank?
Well, Albert Anderson, as always, teammate Limitless. Been there with me through the whole thing. And, of course, thank my wife, as always. Thank you guys for putting on a wonderful broadcast. Everything you guys do. Like I said, I love going back and watching it afterwards. But we'll enjoy this third place. We'll move on to next week.
Well, awesome job out there, Mike. Congratulations again on that podium third place finish here this evening. We'll see you back in action tomorrow night, and wish you the best of luck here, buddy.
Absolutely. Good night, guys.
As we leave there with third, we'll move on up to tonight's second place finisher, and that's going to be Mr. Juan Jimenez, who was looking very strong here tonight, and another very strong finish for that 22 machine, Juan, but possibly tires at the end. That strategy call might have been the difference.
Yeah, I just knew that, we were coming in and it evened out the gap with Zach at about 2.4 to 2.5 seconds. So I knew if I didn't take the risk of taking two, he was just going to run away with it. Just had to mix something up with the strategy. And honestly, I feel like it was the right call. It's just that Zach was too fast there.
Yeah, you can always say hindsight's 20/20, and I was second guessing you. I'm like, man, he's probably kicking himself for not taking four. But as you said, if you did take four, that track position difference would still be about, it'd be hard to overcome. So I think it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, but at least you tried something different and put yourself out there. You definitely got the skills as a wheelman to make something happen with some worn tires. But Hey, man, great job out there tonight taking second place. What do you think about next week? It's going kind of to a strange track that we've been talking about, with the two different ends, the old Gateway, Worldwide Technology Speedway. You're working on that. You've done any practice in there?
Oh, I hate Gateway.
Me too.
I feel like
No
they
lie,
should
I hate it.
I feel like they should demolish it, but they're not going to. So I'm just happy. We were 23rd, I think, coming in points into today. So I'm just happy we got the pole points, we got a good points finish. So I think we should be in the mid tens, maybe 16th, 17th going into next race. So I'm not expecting a whole lot out of Gateway. So it's just nice knowing that you have a decent points cushion to that 21st spot, and that's the last spot out of the playoffs now. Just hasn't been a very good season so far, apart from Iowa.
Well, it was a good one tonight for you. You got a lot of points. Second place, great job. Who would you like to thank?
Yeah, of course. First of all, I always want to thank AAA Broadcasting. Y'all just show up and do a great job. I wasn't able to pull up the stream today because of I don't know if y'all saw, but I was blinking out some of the laps, so I didn't want to blow up my internet and make a second place finish, a 25th place finish. But I always have fun watching you guys, and I'm sure that I'll watch back the race after I'm done with the interview. So appreciate y'all being here. And of course, I got to thank the league, Num Thumbs Racing League, not just this truck league, but all the different leagues that they run. Got to thank Derek Welch, the head honcho, the guy who's been running this whole show and who always makes sure that we have a blast in all these leagues. And of course, my sponsor. And DP Graphics, who made such a good paint scheme in this truck in this 22 that I just haven't wanted to race anything else, because I think he made me a second paint scheme, but I just love the blue and gold. He just knocks it out of the park every single time. Just fantastic paint schemes, and just lucky to have everybody's support.
Well, great job running out there here tonight, Juan. A solid podium, second place finish for you. Keep that head held up, proud man. Congratulations and good luck with the remainder of this truck season there, buddy.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
And moving on up one more time, we're going to talk to tonight's race winner, the 315, Zach Millen, showing everybody how it's done indeed up here. It was a little sketchy to start off there, Zach. I know you were racing pretty hard up there with a lot of these guys, but I think when that green flag runs just kind of started happening for you, that's really right when you started to jump and really make your moves.
Yeah, I think in the beginning of the race, everybody was just trying to see what they had, and when all the trucks were that close together, the draft was just insane. I mean, you really couldn't escape from anybody, and I think the place to run was really like, second, third, fourth, or even fifth. Seemed like if you're in the lead, you were just kind of a sitting duck.
Grip hack Zach out there using that eggplant power, but really putting on a clinic out there here at Texas. Texas is not the easiest track to run at. We all know about the abrasiveness of this track. How many, especially after you guys got a few laps on the tires, that inside line didn't seem like it was working for anybody. I mean, you really have to kind of vary your line and kind of do an outside, inside, outside kind of line. I don't know, is that the diamond the corners to make things happen out there? What was kind of your strategy out there as far as line choice?
Yeah, it was pretty hard to run both lines. It seemed like you basically had to run where whoever was in front of you wasn't running. You had to basically make both of them work. Yeah, clean air was king for sure. It was hard to get there, especially in the beginning of the race. But yeah, it seemed like if you were going to enter high, you'd get the better run off and, get a better run down the straightaway. But that low line, if you could make it work, man, it was pretty hard to beat.
Well, it was real hard for everyone to beat you. I got tongue-tied there. But great job tonight. Pretty much dominated a lot of this race. And we had fun watching y'all in these trucks. We don't normally get to see this action, and it was a great race. So good job. Who'd you like to give some shout-outs to?
Well, I'd like to thank you guys at AAA Broadcasting, Numb Thumbs Gaming, the NTRL, Track Bar Media HBR, Fahey Race Wraps. This truck he did, I think he did a crazy good job. There was a lot of funny
Sharp
stuff
paint,
on there.
man.
Yeah, he did a heck of a job. He did a few of them for some of the guys over in Noble. The Eggplant Power Machine. But besides that, shoot me a follow over on Twitch at ThatS4Guy.
Awesome job. Well, congratulations there, Zach, picking up the big win here tonight at Texas, bringing home those couple of those 6 shooters and all up there ready to go, man. Congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck here in this truck season there, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
And that will do it from Texas. A very rare night race that we got to see here tonight, and it was a fantastic race to say the least.
Yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I love it when we come to Texas and to be able to come here and do a night race on a fill-in job. You know, it was just a great surprise when we found out we were going to be able to do this one, and I had a blast. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, Texas always puts on a pretty good show. It's a challenging track. But it's a fast track, so yeah, these guys put on a pretty good show here tonight. I had a lot of fun with you.
No, I agree totally. It's my home track. I love it. Just be careful leaving. It gets dangerous out there once you get onto the freeway.
Get on 35. Watch out now.
Yeah, be careful.
And that indeed. So let's go ahead and do our final race rundown here for this evening. The 315 Zach Millett finishing on that top dog spot here with the 22 of Juan Jimenez just a little bit short. Able to finish that one off in second. You got the 751 Mike Adamson creeping his way up that leaderboard, found himself with a podium finish as well. The 94 Nicholas Coate had a great battle there with the 00 of Joe Bennett. 4th and 5th for those two drivers. The 7 of Russ Kilgore, your hard charger of the day, up 18 spots, finished right behind them there in 6th. The 09 of Daniel Baker. So typical to see him in the 90, but reversing those numbers around, gets a solid 7th place finish here as well. The 4 Gene Wolfe fought to try to stay on that lead lap to the very end and was able to walk away with a 8th place finish, up 13 spots. The 2 Neil Quick had a few problems out there. I think he even had a penalty that he ended up having to serve. Still found himself back up there inside the top 10 to finish in 9th, with the 56 of Mason Wagaman able to round out that final top 10 spot.
15 of my Air Force brother, Vincent Short, finishes in 11th after starting up in the top 5. Chris Klein will finish in 12th in that 51 truck. The 55, Robert Chipman, comes up a few spots there, about 5. He'll finish in 13th place. A lot of these trucks a lap down, starting from 8th position, going all the way to 18. All them trucks were 1 lap down there. The 99 of Robert Hattenbach finishes in 14th place. 15th will be Brandon Coleman in the 19. Let's see here. 71 of Blaine Woodruff finishes in 16th place. 17th place will go to Brian Rose in the 89. The 76 truck, Jeff Ottinger, up a few spots here. He'll finish in 18th spot. Paul Durkee, rough night for Paul in that 13th. Goat Machine, he'll finish in 19th after starting way up in 8th. Rounding out your top 20, the 119 of Eric Beadle.
24, Justin Hopp ended up 21st. Number 8, Tony Polk, 22nd. 31, Scott Milner had a bad wreck early. 23rd, 63 of Dave Holmberg ended up 24th. 33, Paul Ferdiani, 25th. 747, America's Driver. Albert Anderson, 26th. Stephen Naylor in that 5 truck, 27th. And Larry Dickerson, 69 machine, rounds it out in 28th.
That indeed. So we thank you all for tuning in and watching. As always, We thank you all for all your fantastic support. If you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe and ring that notification bell so that way you get alerted every single time we go live, as well as head on over to the HBR TV channel and do the exact same, as they do a fantastic job over there. We're just filling in for tonight. They'll be back next week. Don't y'all worry. You'll have your normal programming back up and running. Of course, any of the videos that you like from both channels, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button so that way we can all trick Mark Zuckerberg into putting us more on that suggested feed. Imagine that, a whole suggested feed of just AAA and HBR TV. That would be
Yes!
absolutely fantastic.
Gold.
World domination is our goal. We of course have to thank the race sponsors such as did I hit the right button?
Probably not.
Oh, I did. It was just delayed. As the Goats had a fantastic sponsorship for this race here at Texas this evening. We thank you over there for that fantastic team of drivers and jumping on board for some sponsorship opportunity. Of course, we also have to thank the great sponsors like Davidson Builders over there up in the northern New Jersey area. Thank you guys for being here all season long, as well as DEP Graphics jumping on board here in this truck season. We thank you guys for coming on back and doing some fantastic paint schemes out there. Big thank you to AdminBoxx so much as well. Some great button boxes being made over there. We also have to thank one more button here, TrackDogsRacing.com, for being the proud merchandising supplier of the NTRL and AAA broadcasting. Thank you guys so much. Of course, Track Bar Media as well. Thank you guys for jumping on board with some great promo videos and general videos. Just go check them out. It's fantastic stuff over there at trackbarmedia.com. And of course, you can go check out simgearcentral.com as well for all your button box needs. So with that, we slowly close things on down here tonight for some action coming up tomorrow night from the desert over there in Phoenix with the Vigilante Racing League, as those drivers take on a very tricky track. And from what we saw there in the quasi race report from practice on Monday, this one's gonna be a tricky one here this week. So definitely keep your eyes peeled and open for that one. But until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We'll see you guys later.
We gone.
See ya.